Yo guys, what is going on? Back with some more BT4 Games Great Legend action for you guys. I am playing a really awesome deck. This is going to be Ancient Greymon Red. We got all the Spirit Evolutions. You see Burning Greymon in my hand. Playing a lot of other just very aggressive cards. Cards that boost security attack. Things like the starter deck Greymon there. I am playing against my opponent, which is playing yellow. I believe he's playing some sort of like War Greymon. DP reduction yellow with the new Rise Greymon and playing lots of Tamers and stuff like that. So a pretty aggressive deck as well. And once it gets set up, it is hard to stop. Guys, I did want to mention I did actually start a Twitch channel. So if you are interested in watching me stream, come through and join that. I will have the link to that in the description below. And if you are watching this video and you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Anyways, guys, my opponent, well, after I set up that Greymon there, my opponent is going to hard play Patamon. I think Patamon is still a good card. Lots of people have been maybe like cutting him just because there's like better options now that we have so many other cards in Great Legend, but he's still really good digging deep for those Tamers. You'll see my opponent added a TK, and it just works very well with things like the new Rise Greymon as well as the old Rise Greymon, either or, and just playing those Tamers from your hand for free. He's also got a Tururimon set up in the back. Well, he's actually going to bring it to the front once my turn is over. I just Digivolve straight into that Metal Greymon. Not a lot of options here in my hand. Unfortunately, I don't currently have Ancient Greymon in hand, and I don't think I'm playing any other level 6. This deck is like... The reason I'm not playing any other level 6s, right, it's literally just Ancient Greymon, is because Aldemon, who's another Spirit Evolution in this, in this deck, he is a level 5, I don't want to say he's an ultimate because he's like a hybrid, so he's a level 5 who basically has the power of a level 6. Aldemon has security attack +1, and then he gains like 4,000, I think, if you have a hybrid underneath him. But anyways, so yeah, you'll see I Digivolve into the Burning Greymon there, and lots of interesting cards. I do have the Flamemon as well, so I'm thinking I could play that next turn, and then, dig deep for my Tamers, as well as more hybrid types. Unfortunately, Ancient Greymon is not a hybrid, so you can't actually fetch Ancient Greymon through Flamemon's effect, which is a little bit like weird because they're like the same archetype, right? They should kind of work together, but maybe that would have been a little bit too good if you could add any of the Spirit Evolutions, Ancient Greymon, and any red Tamer. I've also got the Atomic Blaster, I think, in my hand there, which is a +1 security attack gain as well as 3,000 for any hybrid. I did get Eden's Javelin. So, the reason I'm running that starter deck Metal Greymon, by the way, is because if your opponent does end up blocking Ancient Greymon, which they pretty much always will if you have him set up properly, right? Ancient Greymon has the effect where he gains security attack +1 for like each Greymon and each hybrid type that's underneath him. So you can, get him to check 2, 3, 4 security cards sometimes. So if they do end up blocking, you'll just get a free bonus in the form of 3 memories. So I think that's really cool. I did hit the Aldemon there off of the Flamemon, and so I'm thinking I could just Digivolve on top of Burning Greymon. Unfortunately, Burning Greymon is like, he is great, he's good. He has an effect where I think he gains 3,000 or 4,000, so he becomes pretty strong during your turn. Also, one thing to note, and you'll see I have the inherited effect from the Agumon there. Like, it's not applicable right now because I Digivolve into Aldemon, but that Agumon does have an effect where if this Digimon's name contains Greymon and gains 2,000, the Burning Greymon actually does gain that effect. You'll see in the English proxy as well as the official Japanese name is Vitramon, so it wouldn't normally happen. However, if you look at the official translation Bandai has on their website for that card in Great Legend, it is indeed Burning Greymon, and the same thing goes for Garurumon. Is being translated as Kendo Garurumon, so it does actually gain that effect. Just this is one thing to know. But anyways, I'm going to Digivolve into Aldemon there. I also do have the Atomic Inferno, and I finally drew into a couple of Ancient Greymon, so lots of options here if my opponent doesn't get rid of the Aldemon. I was expecting a Slash Angemon here or something. I don't think he's actually running. I believe he's just going straight for like War Greymon, as well as getting effects off, or getting like bonuses off of that Angemon's inherited effect. We were seeing the Bushi Agumon there, so playing things from your hand like Bushi Agumon, like Lucamon, and just, beating your opponent down with cards like those. So we're going to see that, and then it's going to go to me. I've got 1 memory, but that is more than enough. I'm just going to hatch my Koromon, Digivolve into the Agumon, drew into a Goonimon there, so that is really cool. Unfortunately, no red tamers, but I'm just going to activate Atomic Inferno on the Aldemon. So Aldemon already has security attack +1. That's going to give him another security attack, and if he is blocked, Atomic Inferno gives that effect. If he's blocked, you actually gain 3 memory. So I'm going to check 3 cards, I believe. Yeah, so going to check 3 cards, and Aldemon is currently at like 10 or 11,000. He gains like a bunch from the he has an effect where he gains like 3,000 or something from, if he has a hybrid underneath him. So I'm just going to attack with that, take out a bunch of security, and then go straight into AncientGreymon. AncientGreymon is quite the expensive card. It is actually a 5 cost for a level 6, which is a little bit steep. However, you do get you get 13,000 DP. 2, you get an amazing effect where he gains security attack plus. Right now it's +2, right? Because he's got 2 hybrids, so he's going to check 3 cards, which is more than my opponent currently has. Plus, if my opponent does actually get rid of him, he has a floating effect where you can play any level 4 or lower hybrid from your hand when he is deleted. So I've got double Agunimon in the hand, so if something does happen to this guy, I can just get another monster on for free. So we are going to see the WarGreymon hit the field. My opponent is going to draw for that, and then he is probably going to attack. Now my first inclination was like, okay, he's probably going to reduce AncientGreymon by 6,000 attack over it, but then in that case I would just block. Well, he could, he has multiple attacks, but anyways, he's actually just going to get rid of my Cordramon straight up, and then, add the top card of his security to his hand, and then hit one of mine. And I fortunately hit the tie. So if he does leave AncientGreymon on the field, I'm actually going to get another security attack boosting, and on top of that, I got the Marcus. That was a crazy security, super lucky for me. Unfortunately, going to fizzle on the Gravity Crush. That card doesn't actually have a security effect, and at this point, I was wondering, I was like, okay, dude, what are you going to do about my AncientGreymon? And maybe you put down a block or something, but no, we're going to see a Chaosmon dropped for 6. Chaosmon is an amazing card. He's going to use his effect to reduce AncientGreymon by 7,000 2 times, so that is a total of 14,000, going to destroy AncientGreymon, and then pass it over to me. Now, that does actually let me proc AncientGreymon's effect, so I'm going to get a Goonimon on for free. So with that, I still do have 2 attacks, and even, like, let's say, something happened to one of my other cards, I do have double Tamers at the bottom, so I could go into even more Goonimons from my hand, and I just had a lot of attacks. So that is going to be game 1. Game 2, my opponent's going to start, but unfortunately he is just going to reveal that Upamon and then hard play the Tururimon for 6. Very unfortunate. It happens. We all have those brick hands. So I'm going to draw and then go straight into Agumon, go straight into Greymon, just trying to Digivolve up and draw those cards. I do have a very solid hand right now. Now that I have every piece I could possibly need, I'm just going to Digivolve straight to Aldemon. I was going to say Goonimon. Now, I was debating here whether to just keep Aldemon on the field, because he does have security attack +2 currently, and then I do have the Atomic Inferno, so, give him a third security attack. Yeah, so he gains 4,000. Okay, so he'll be 11,000, plus the Koromon. And so then I was debating whether or not to keep that, but then I was just like, you know what, let's just go straight AncientGreymon, because AncientGreymon does have the floating effect. He's a little bit stronger, and, I'm only going to be able to swing once, and, most likely before he does something, maybe a Chaosmon or a ShineGreymon. I don't think he's playing ShineGreymon, but we could see WarGreymon, which we actually do. So WarGreymon is very strong, and at this point I was like, okay, if I don't have a blocker, I probably don't want to attack with AncientGreymon. However, I'll get so many security checks. So I was like, you know what, I think I'm okay just sacrificing AncientGreymon to get what? I'll get 3 extra security checks, so I'll get 4 total, right? Because he's got the Aldemon underneath him, the Greymon underneath him, and then that is for AncientGreymon's effect, and then the Greymon also gives him security attack +1. So that is a total of 3 extra security attacks, and you guys can just see how ridiculous this is. This deck is so much fun, and if your opponent doesn't have answers, if they don't have blockers, if they don't deal with your Digimon early on, it can become a threat to them. And I just took out this man's 3 of his security cards in one go, or 4 of his security cards in one go. So it's a little bit crazy. Especially, like, if I did have that tie, I would have taken out his whole stack. So it almost feels like I'm playing Ragnarlord, but, like, it doesn't take as long to set up as Ragnarlord. Like, obviously, Ragnarlord is a little bit, like, better maybe because he has more layers of protection, but anyways, I'm just going to play the tie, so giving my AncientGreymon even more security attacks, as well as guaranteeing me the 3 memory the following turn. So we are going to see the okay, so he's got the Wargreymon, he's going to Digivolve into the Bushi Agumon there, finally you know, getting something in his raising area, drawing a card, and then we are going to see him attack with the Wargreymon. He's not actually using Wargreymon's effect. Okay, yeah, I was confused a little bit there, but yeah, Wargreymon's effect is very good. However, it is risky. You do have to add the top card to your security, and if you're not playing too many recovery cards, it can get very costly, especially because he only has 1 security, so all I would need is just like 1 extra attack. So we're just going to see the Chaosmon dropped, and at this point, I was like, okay, I could go, you know, Burning Greymon here, but at the risk of, like, I really just want to go for, like, 1 push for game, so I'm just going to let him think he's safe, right? Digivolve this Greymon into my raising area, maybe go Metal Greymon and stuff, you know, set up for another AncientGreymon. I still have time. He's got 2 attacks next turn. That's the thing with yellow. They don't have, like, because he doesn't have the Anjuamon, he doesn't have, like, a Magnadramon on field or anything, we're not going to see a Lucamon or a Bushi Agumon drop from his hand, and a Bushi Agumon could really screw me over because, you know, he has Rust. I said Rust. I've been playing a lot of Rust recently. He has Rush. So we're just going to see him attack. I'm okay with this. I can survive this turn. So he's just going to attack with the Bushi Agumon, who has 5,000 attack, which is pretty strong. Now, I believe he did actually draw off the Upamon there, and then we're going to see an attack for Chaosmon. Chaosmon, also, if you delete him, my opponent gains 3 memory, so I kind of don't care. Like, he's done his work. He's, you know, killed my AncientGreymon. I can just leave him on there. I just want to go for, you know, go for a game. So then we're going to see the tie plate, and at this point, I was like, all right, I got this. So I'm going to draw. And because that tie is on the field, right, it was already played in the previous turn, and it is treated like a level 3 red Digimon. So imagine if I played a level 3, I could attack with it this turn because I played it the last turn. So I'm just going to attack with Metal Greymon and go for the Spirit Evolution for a game. So guys, that is going to be game. If you did enjoy, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.